Good morning, students. As we are dealing with the accountancy subject here, we are looking after the basic accounting concepts. So, maximum part of the points we have completed in the previous sessions. The remaining part we will be proceeding here. So, the things which are remained we shall discuss in the today's class. Till in the last class, consistency concept we have got over. Then further we will be having a conservatism. It is conservation. Waitism it is. See the word here it is. So this is what conservatism concept. What this concept means. See, when we see this word conservatism, exactly we will not understand what it means. Conservation means what? Consuming the things? No. What it means, we should know first. See, it is what one of the commitment of what, the traditional values and ideas. This is, I am telling you all, if you are not knowing this word, the meaning I am separately highlighting the meaning of this word, then what this concept means I will tell you. But what it is a commitment to traditional values and ideas with opposition to change or innovation. Now what it is, whatever the things are there, now today's trend, the transaction, maintaining the transaction, all the techniques and technology has been changed. But this conservation concept, what it says, how the whatever the traditional values are there, how from previously we were dealing, the principles set by these statutory boards or the accounting, whatever are their principles, we are going to follow till now. We are not going to skip any of the concept from them. How the statements of accounts are being maintained, all the accounts should be maintained in a proper way. All transactions should be recorded. It is a single transaction, a single aspect recorded or double aspect. The two things are there, two elements are there. What we are discussing in the next concept, you will come to know how we maintain the accounts here. System of account you will come to know. One is a single entry system and another is double entry system. Why we follow this system means, most probably we will be having a business transactions there, more transactions will be there. More the transactions means what, whatever the concepts we are having there, we will be having recording there in two aspects. Even it will be at asset side and other side, the liability side. In the previous session we have discussed about it. Then further single entry system, most probably what we do, only normal small business transaction, the personal accounts and all or cash accounts will be maintained here. Okay, that I will tell you in a further session. See, what is means now, conservation is nothing but the commitment to the traditional values and ideas which is changed or innovation are there, that we have to give the values for it and ideas. That is what the thing here. I will proceed here. The concept of conservation provides guidelines. Now see, guidelines is nothing but the principles what are being said, how to maintain the accounts. Then guidelines for recording transaction in the books of account. Obviously, how the transaction should be recorded, the guidelines will be provided for you. Then, and is a base on the policy playing safe. Now see, how you record the transactions, it is safeguarded or no, and how it should be maintained. If you know, means what, you are safeguarded. That is the thing. Then the concept states that the conscious approach should be adopted in ascertaining income, so the profits of the enterprise are not overstated. If profits ascertained are more than the actual, it may lead to distribution of dividend out of capital, which is not fair. It will lead to reduction in the capital of the enterprise. Now see, why we have to make a correct and accurate policy based transactions recording. Why we have to make means, if we make and show more profit, if we are calculating and showing more profit, we need to give is dividend. Dividend means what? To whom we pay this dividend? See, dividend is a distribution of profit for the shareholders or the partners. Okay, so this is what the dividend what we call here. So whenever we make the record transactions recorded, it should be following the guidelines of the act. Here we should follow the guidelines or the principles set by the accounting standards. So here, as per them, if we are showing more profits, we need to give the dividends. And if you are giving the dividends, the capital of the company will get less. The capability of the or capital of the company will get reduced. So for that purpose, what we are going to do is we should maintain all the accounts in a proper way. That is what we can call here as a conservation. Next, materiality. See, materiality concept is very easy to understand here. I will tell you how it is. See, in this concept, the materials which are being used, that will be recorded. Few of the materials will be recorded, and some of the transactions or the goods will be not recorded. Now, what kind of materiality concept exactly means? I will give one small example and then tell you the things. See, normally you purchase a pen for rupees, 5 rupees or 10 rupees. Of that pen, are you going to record a transaction for this 10 rupees? Purchase one pen, rupees 10. For this you are going to show the transaction, or else purchase of vehicle, rupees 50,000. Materiality concept means, can you show this 10 rupees transaction in your business? How small it is. This can be shown because it has a big value of this material, even it is a fixed asset. Now this normal 1 rupee pen or pencil, whatever you are using in the office work, will you show this in the transactions or in the books of accounts? Are you going to maintain this? No, maximally people don't keep these transactions in the books of account. Okay, why? Because it is a normal value that you will be managing here and there, that things will go here. Okay, so that is what in the materiality concept you are going to know the things. See, I will tell you what it is. The concept of materiality requires that accounting should focus on material facts. This is what? Nothing but the material fact. We have to focus them. Then effort should not be wasted in recording the presenting facts. Now this kind of transactions, if you are maintaining, it is what? Wastage. Why means, if you are dealing with thousands and lakhs the transactions, if you are purchasing and doing the transactions, these kind of small things, it looks very cheap, right? 5 rupees, 10 rupees pen, pencil, if you are maintaining that accounts and entering that, it won't look good one. Okay, that is what the thing. Then the question that arises here is, what is material fact? Now see, material fact means what we are going to have. Now what is material fact? The question arises. Now see what we are going to see here, material concept. Know this, what is material fact. Okay, so see what it is. The material of a fact depends on the nature and the amount of value. See, obviously, whatever the material fact it is dependent on the value of the nature and value of the material. Now, when you see this value, do you feel to record this transaction of 5 rupees, 10 rupees when you are dealing with the thousands of rupees or lakhs? In a lakhs, if you are dealing, will you maintain this normal things? No. So we look after this material fact. Now, whatever the materials are being purchased, which should be recorded, which not, normal thing you should and assume and maintain the transactions. That is what we can call here as a material concept. That's it. Now we'll go for next one. Next and last concept of this accounting concept. It is the last point. See, it is objective concept. Now see what objective concept means. We will see here. It is objectivity. Now what this objectivity concept means? See, the concept of objectivity requires that accounting transactions should be recorded in an objective manner. See, whatever the transactions are there for this purchase of this vehicle, it should have one objective. For what purpose we can call this? For what purpose this vehicle is being used? To carry the goods and services, provide the services. So this is what the purpose or objective. Whatever you make the goods purchase, that should have one of the objective here. Then objective manner, free from the bias of accounting and other. It should be free from the accounting concept. Then other also. This can be possible when each of the transaction is supported by verifiable documents and vouchers. Now see, whatever the transactions you are making, now this transaction you have made. Now objectivity means what is the objective to purchase this material, this asset you have purchased. What is the objective of it? This will help you to transport goods. Yes, transport goods from this place to this place. Yes, what its main objective of purchasing the vehicle is? For transportation of goods. It should be there. So this kind of transactions which we maintain, it should be like supportable to verify. Now this kind of things if you are maintaining, is this verifiable means supportable transactions, or the 10 rupees receipts are you going to attach in the documentation for verification? I have purchased 10 rupees of pen. 10 rupees bill you are going to bring and attach in this 50,000 or lakh rupees, 1 lakh amount of 10 rupees you are going to charge there? No, most probably we are not going to charge. So here it will be in this way, the objectivity concept. So much we are not going to discuss about this. Till here we end up with the accounting concept, basic accounting concept. Then we will be seeing next one is accounting system. Now see how easily we can understand the accounting system. See, accounting system, I will present you all a diagrammatical manner so that you can understand here. System of accounting. See, this accounting system is of two types. Okay, it is of two types. Which two types I will tell you? One is single entry system. This is one, and another is double entry system. Okay, so these are the points This is what we are going to see here. How easy understanding we are having here. In the accounting system, we are having two types of accounting system. First one is single entry system and second one is double entry system. Now in this single entry system, we will be having, what we will be having is single effect of transaction. Single effect of transaction. Now see, the question arises, single effect of transaction is what? What kind of transactions we are going to maintain in the single entry system? How we are going to maintain? Most probably, to tell you, in the single entry system, one aspect, only one single records will be maintained. For example, cash, or else we can say that personal accounts. Cash or personal accounts can be maintained here. Why? Because the transactions, when their dealings or transactions are less, single entry system is used. But from other side, it is different. I will complete this part. See, in the single entry system, it is a single effect and it has single aspect. It is single aspect concept. Means only one transaction. Purchase of any of the goods. Purchase of machinery for my personal sake. Or else I have purchased a vehicle for my personal sake. So here personal account or cash account. Purchase of goods 10,000 rupees. It is what? For my sake. It is personal. Cash transaction what I am going to deal here. So here most probably what things will come into existence, you know. Here we will be having cash or personal account details recorded. Cash or cash and personal. Personal account, cash or personal account details are recorded. See, it is very simple. Now whatever I am having a personal purchases or personal transactions in the single entry system, we are going to record here. So it is what? Single effect of transaction. It is not much more. Then next one, in this what we are going to see, in the single entry system only cash and personal accounts details are recorded. Okay, so this is a traditional one. Previously small business were there, small output, means maximum they were small dealers. Okay, they used to maintain this. Small dealers will maintain this. But now the transactions or the business firms are producing more transactions, means producing more output here. Goods and services which are being produced are more. So we will go for a double entry system. Now in the today's generation or today's decade, we are using this only, double entry system only we are been using. So transaction affects two accounts. Here it is single account and here it is transaction affects two accounts. Transaction affects two accounts. See, in the last session, I took one example. Which example I had taken, I will mention here. See, purchase of machinery rupees 10 lakh. I have taken big value in the last session, 50 lakhs on credit. Okay, this transaction, if we see, two accounts are being affected here. One, this is one asset side this affects, and this liability side. Understood this concept, how it is? Here transaction affects two accounts. One, here in the liability we will be having the creditors. In that this amount will be recorded. That is one effect. And this it is we have purchased a fixed asset, so asset side will be affected. Purchase of machinery, that's it. This is what transaction affects two accounts. It is a dual aspect, simple to understand how it is. It is dual aspect, two things are affecting here. So this is what best example for this, okay, to understand. Then further I will tell you what exactly we maintain here. See, even we can say that transactions are recorded in detail. In this what happens? Transactions are recorded in detail. See, I told you how the transactions are recorded. It is dual aspect. In this dual aspect, two sides will be, two accounts will be affected. One, the asset side also, while we purchased a machinery, we are affecting the bringing a new asset in the company or business. It is affected the asset side, as well as on the credit basis we have purchased, means we are having a creditor account here in this liability side. So both sides are being affected. So transactions affect two accounts, that's it. So this is what the easy understanding of system of accounting or accounting system. So here we end up with this part in this accountancy. This is what the simplest way to understand the concept, how we can understand the concept of system of accounting. First, in the single entity system, only one side will be affected or affect the transaction, single effect of transaction. In the double entry system, dual aspect concept, it is the transactions affect two accounts, as I told you all in the example, even the asset side and liability side. Then lastly, in the single entity system, which records can be maintained? Cash and personal account details are recorded. Why? Because it is here in the single entity system, only small business concerns maintain accounts. Small, very small. Keep in mind, very small business concerns maintain this account. And this, all the things will be recorded in detail. As one of the example we took of the machinery, how both dual aspect, how it get effect, so that it will be recorded here in detail. So this is all about the system of accounting. It was present here theoretically in a paragraph, it has been mentioned, but for your understanding I have presented this diagrammatical presentation, how you can understand this concept, how easily you can see this. One is a single entity system, another double entity system. Single effect, double effect, dual aspect. Personal and cash account are recorded. All transactions are recorded in detail, all transactions. It is what now in today's generation we use this aspect. We are using this dual entry system in the business. That is one of the thing. So here we end up with the system of accounting. Let's go for the basis of accounting next. We'll be moving for a basis of accounting in the next concept. See, basis of accounting also can be discussed in a graphical presentation. Now what how I have presented, in the same way I will present this also. Basis of accounting. So even I will take this in same way. Okay. So I will take in this way how it is. See, from the point of view of timing and recognition of revenue and cost, there are two broad approaches. These are two broad approaches for the understanding purpose. One is cash basis and another one is accrual basis. So this is what cash basis and another is accrual. One is accrual basis. Now what this cash basis means and what this accrual basis means. Easily, in the easiest way, we'll see this, what exactly it means here. Now see, we can say that cash basis entry made in books is when cash is paid. See, cash basis means what? Entry of transaction is being taken when cash is paid. Entry made in books or books is when cash is paid or received. Cash basis means what? When we make the entry in the books of account is when we receive the cash. How it is? In the cash basis, how we understand this concept? Okay. Here in the two ways we can understand the concept here, basis of accounting. One will be cash, and accrual basis means what, you know? We will be making a credit sales, right? In that, how we maintain the accounts, that we will be said. For example, if you are making a sell of goods, I will take one example. Best way, we are having good example for this. I will tell you. See, I will maintain here example. December 2014. Okay, you have made a sell of goods, rupees 10,000. Now, this when has to be enter this entry? This in the cash basis, what we do, you know, if this January 2020 they have paid, we will be maintaining this date, not this. When the transaction has taken place, it has taken place in December. When they have paid in January. So when the cash is been received, this cash has been paid in January. Now this date will be mentioned in this cash basis. Understand the concept how it is? We have made the transaction in December. We have sold the goods in December. And cash we have received in January. Which date should be written here? When you receive the cash, that date will be recorded here. That is one concept here. Okay, I will tell you all how it is. See, under cash basis, entries of the books of account are made when cash is received or paid, and when the receipts or payment becomes due. See, when they pay this, that time only this will be maintained. The transaction will be recorded when the cash is received. Now, if we are giving them on a credit, that time we maintain or keep the transaction, so that on the credit sales you can add up in the accounts. But here how it is in this system, cash basis accounting, the entry is made in the books of account when cash is received. Whenever you give this, send the product for sale, whenever you are giving, that doesn't matter. When you receive this cash, that time the transaction will be recorded under this cash basis. That's it. Now, we'll move and see the other side, accrual. One more thing you can say that I will take here, like example here it is, rent of January. Rent of January. Rent of January month paid in February, recorded in February only. When you receive the money, keep in mind, when cash is paid or received, that time only it will be recorded. When you get cash paid or received in your hand, that time the transaction will be recorded. This is one of the Example for this. Example, rent of January month paid in February. Recorded also will be in the February. Whenever you will get the cash, that time only you are going to record the transaction. Now, let's see this accrual basis. What accrual basis means? See, accrual basis is how, entry is made when the receipts or payments becomes due. Entry is made when receipt and receipt or payment becomes due. When you make the transaction, for example, even we can have your example here. See, I'll give you the example. When you make the transaction, for example, you have sold goods in March. Okay, you have sold goods. At this time only you are going to enter the transaction. This time only you will be recording the transaction here. Whatever is there, amount is due, we are going to get in future. It may be it may be in the April. The transaction will be recorded in March only. That I will mention here. See, goods sold in March. Goods sold in March and payment to be received in April. Payment to be received in April but recorded in March. That's it. Okay, this is what the concept. Whenever you make the transaction, in which time and month, at that time only you are going to record the transaction. In this, we came to know when you receive the cash, that time the transaction will be recorded. And here, when you make the transaction, that time only you will be recorded here. Entry is made when receipts or payment becomes due. Means when you are making the sale, see, goods sold in March and payment received in April but recorded in March only. When you are making the transaction in the month of March, okay, that time only you will be recording in the books of account. So this is what the basis of accounting. There are two bases. One is accrual basis and one is cash basis. Most probably we use is this. In today's way, we maintain this accrual basis. When you make the transaction, that time only you will be recording the transaction. When you are making the transaction, if it is in the March only it will be maintained. We will wait for the payments, but it will be recorded in the month of March only. This is very less. Cash basis is very less. Now see, you are sending the goods now and waiting for 1 month without making any entry in the books of account. It is very risky. So these things will not go. These things will be going on in today's generation. So regarding this, we are ending with this both concept, system of accounting as well as basis of accounting. Now, if you all are having any of the queries, you can raise.